Hello everyone, this is MaffumanCasting with StarCraft Star Battles. This is a 6-on-6 ship prediction game starring Most Aggro. Most Aggro is going to come on in there with the Dreadnought. Has the 1.61 speed, extra damage on the Gatling cannons. Looks like we got some lazy Nihilist going for the 5 Mutalisks opener. That means he doesn't have any abilities, no Plague, no Blast, nothing like that. Looks like Lost Z Tail dropped out already. Looks like Captain Rotisserie is going to be on up there. As the Void Ray has a blink already, just to blink around, getting into out of combat, maybe farm, maybe escape if he tries to back farm, that type of stuff. Looks like the Scrimmer. 1.51 speed, went for extra range and the 5 interceptor upgrades. He can one-shot interceptors, he can do some damage to capital ships. Looks like he's going to be backed up by Alpha Boy right there. Alpha Boy 1.61 speed, has laser batteries as well to farm, 2-shot farming, but you know, if there was an opposing carrier, then that could be super helpful. Looks like Bandito PE, starting off with a Scourge. Lots of damage, lowering all the speed and other things you can do. Looks like there is another carrier on the red side. Has a, carrier on the red side has these interceptors out there. They're upgraded 4 times. He has a 1.61 speed though. Looks like Hay Farmer is going to be on the Void Ray on the red side. Has a 1.86 speed, no blink, so he has more money for other stuff, phase disruptors and shields. Get OSC, the Dark Swarming Guardian right here, 1.61 speed. Instead of doing more damage like Bandito is doing, it looks like Get OSC is going to go for that extra protection, so he can sit there, do some more damage in an area, maybe protect his allies, because there's no healers anywhere in this map. Looks like the blue side is going to be able to advance on the ones over here. Looks like Barcode Player, the Battlecruiser right here, 1.71 speed, has longbow missiles, going to be along the side, going to be protecting themselves. Bandito BE needs 125, he has 113, he can get closer and closer and closer and closer. It looks like Lazy Nihilist got alongside Mutalisks. There's no Plague or anything like that. The Mutalisks themselves are going to be doing 22 damage per shot. Looks like now here goes the Guardian launching the stuff. Battlecruiser taking a whole bunch of damage and taken out. Barcode taken out by Bandito PE. Looks like Captain Rotisserie has the blink. He might need to use it to escape. Looks like Dauntless X going to do some damage against Bandito PE as well. Double Void Rays, but neither of them have very many upgrades on, no upgrades on their on the prismatic beams. So just the standard amount that they start off with, which is 50 damage at 0.5 speed. Prismatic Beam does a whole bunch of damage. It doesn't do it very quickly in the very beginning. As you get upgraded, it does more and more and more. Looks like the blue side's all rallying around them, protecting this Guardian. This Guardian is at 1.51 speed. He's relatively slow, doing some damage. Looks like Lost Z Tail gonna be in and out and trying to do some Plague, but then running away to not die as well. He is taken out by Most Aggro. Most Aggro, the Dreadnought, being tankalicious. He has 1.61 speed and 12 armor. Not very much armor, but it's much more armor than anybody else has. So even though he didn't super specialize in being a tank, he is more tanky by nature, as well as his one upgrade makes him even more. Looks like the blue side able to escape while picking up more than they lost. In fact, they've lost 0 so far. Bandito PE made it back to base with like very little health. He's going to have to be in the, there he is, he's finally off the most injured part of it, and going to have to just stay there until he can get a little bit more health, and then he can move on out. He can move out now, but it will be relatively slow. In this version, multiple ships can be healed by the mothership at once, unlike in Star Battle 3.1, so he's going to use that advantage to his advantage, and then stay there as long as possible. It does auto target if there's 3 people who are injured and 2 of them, and one of them is more injured than the other. Beautiful Plague, and it looks like Dauntless Hex Blanc just in time. Lazy Nihilist. He went for the 5 Mutalist opener. Now that does help him farm. He's one shot of farming at 16 range effectively, because we're going to ignore Energy Blast because it's not very helpful for Mutalisks. So he's one shot farming really effectively. Not great against capital ships really, but it does give him more time to get a Plague or whatever other abilities you might need. Many people think that it's more necessary to do that upfront damage initially, starting off lower speed, lower farming ability, but having the Plague already. Get OSC uses the Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm heals you in this version, so it healed him through the damage that the Blaster was going to do right there, the explosive charge. and it looks like he's able to make it on back to base. JLC Carworks is super close. He has 4 interceptors. He has 813 money, by the way. He can spend that back at base. He's going to stay there. He knows that most aggro's has his explosive charge, but he adds his little bit of health and get OSCs right there. He's not tanking, obviously. He's a carrier, but he has enough shields to not take any significant damage. Most aggro doesn't want to stay in there. He wants to get the most farm instead for a little bit of time. Those are just House Tempests. We looks like we got 2 back farming Void Rays right there. We have the blue side probably knowing that this is happening, but trying to figure out how much money they can get before they have to really get on back to base. Alpha Boy clicks off over there, kind of like intimidates that farm, makes it go up to him, and flies around and gets that. At one point, 7-1 speed has laser batteries at 9 range, one-shot farming, so he definitely wants to farm. This carrier wants his money as well, but there's no real incentive for him not to try to get it right there. He does want to get his farm as well, so it's kind of a little bit of a who can get it first situation. He's pretty effective in doing so. Looks like the red side is going to try to make a push. However, they have 2 people who are basically behind enemy lines and farming, so it's 4 versus 5 right here. Looks like the red side is defending. The JLC Carworks has 137. He spent his money mostly on interceptors. That might have even been all of it. 1.71 speed. Interceptors, 17 range at 12 upgrades. Let's see how this carrier reacts in time. He has 443. Means he could get a Vortex. He could get Tempest. He could go into interceptors. It kind of just depends on what he thinks is there. However, if he chooses that anything that isn't interceptors, his opponent went interceptors. So he's gonna look like he's behind in the interceptor war for a long time because he went for other abilities. Will those other abilities be helpful? Most of the time. Oh, it looks like that beautiful Flock of Scourge did a whole bunch of damage. Gelatis X is going to have to move on out of combat. For the second time, Bandito is going to be in the danger zone. Looks like Hay Farmer is cloaked. He is doing that damage, and he is getting exploded on by most aggro. Will this be enough to push him out? It is. Hay Farmer, though, very little energy. Going to keep on moving back. 1.96 speed. Look how quickly his energy goes away. He was at 175 like 2 seconds ago, and now he is going to be on out of there. But will he be able to make it down back to base? He probably will. Looks like Captain Rotisserie and Get OSC are going to try to either chase each other or run away from each other, depending. It looks like the Guardian is going to move on back. He's got the Dark Storm. It is a couple more seconds of cooldown before he can use it again, and he uses it again as soon as it's available, just to get that little bit of extra health as well as area of vision denial. JLC Carworks doing a whole bunch of stuff right there. Looks like he got a little bit of a mismanagement, misclick from the Overlord right there. He used a plague, and then Captain Rotisserie jumped into the plague. So it looks like Lee's Nihilist doing a little bit of damage. It wasn't enough to trigger the hey, you attacked allies. However, it did affect his ally right there. Not enough to kill him. Doesn't even seem like they're particularly mad about it. But it does seem like something that just barely did enough. The timing was not necessarily there. Looks like Get OSC flying along the side, trying to do some farming. It is a 3 versus 5 right now. Alpha Boy moving in. He's got 1.71 speed. He's got Longbow missiles at 2. And most aggro now has a protective field and repair bots. 125, 125 energy needs of 50-50 each, so he has 400. Look at these 3 abilities. He's got the abilities to heal himself, stop taking as much damage, as well as doing some extra damage. He just needs more and more money for stuff. And to not be caught typing, he does have a protective field, and he doesn't take too much damage before his typing ends. Delatus X trying to go in it, trying to do some damage. Looks like he has explosive charge on him. He's going to blink away, trying to find a better target. But who's the better target when they're all around each other? Delatus X is going to move on in there, scared off by Captain Rotisserie. Most aggro, living up to the name, pushing in directly into this Sky Fury area because he just wants to do as much as possible. He's got the protective field. He can use it if he ever is in super danger. He uses it right there and immediately uses his repair bots as well. They're going to heal him through the damage mode and make sure he doesn't take very much more. Looks like he will, though. He's going to keep on flying back and forth, back and forth. His allies are protecting him. So are these Tempests right there. Most aggro, we're going to keep an eye on how much he has. Does he have the emergency shield? Is that going to come into play right there? Delatus X taken out by by just the amount of damage right there, and it looks like that's the first kill on the blue side. We have most aggro possibly being the second one. If he doesn't have emergency order, he is taken out. Hey Farmer is in there. He was in cloak. He's out of cloak. There's no more. Lazy Nihilist attacking all Void Rays in the area, friend or foe, but still it does so much damage to Hey Farmer that King could actually get a kill right there. He's gonna be over there using his cloak. Lazy Nihilist just has Plague right now. He has 140 money. He has to farm up a little bit of money of stuff to get any songs, spot or anything like that. Alpha Boy doesn't have any abilities at all, so he doesn't have any lockdown or scan. But he probably should try to maybe farm up for that. Farm up, he has 800 already. Looks like Captain Rotisserie going back to base with a 712. Scrimmer being along the side, 11 upgrades on the interceptors. So it looks like we have a Guardian and a Void Ray versus a Carrier, Battle Cruiser. We have a Overlord and a Void Ray. So character roles, we have Void Ray, high damage dealer, cloaking, all that fun stuff. We have Overlord, mage, magic, cool abilities, low health, but supported by his allies, a lot of high damage potential in spell abilities. Battlecruiser, all around, cool ship, kind of has moderate amounts of range and damage, but has good amounts of other things that he could do. Lots of available paths to take. You want more damage, you can upgrade missiles. You want more cool abilities, you can upgrade any of these. You want to scan things, you want to lock down, you want to do all that stuff. The Battlecruiser is there as a multi-tool. In the Carrier, long distance damage dealing. Look at these, Tempest and Vortex. That is the most expensive bread and butter that there is. However, that's what Carriers are. You need a lot of money. Once you get a lot of money, you are a vital asset to the fleet right there. You have Tempest to warp in. They cost 225, but do damage at far distance. Vortex can protect you or put your opponents into danger right there. Against them, they have the Guardian, defensive ship, high damage, long range, some cool abilities, mostly there to do a lot of damage, but not be in a combat position of one-on-one taking a lot of damage fight. And the Void Ray again does a bunch of damage at a higher rate, doesn't have very much health. So neither of these have very much health right here. Looks at the blue side, moving along the side. Red side staying defensive. They didn't go too far out. They went to about a quarter field. Looks like Ghetto SC has a 224. He could go back and get Parasite, which would be a really helpful thing to have against this Void Ray, who obviously has Blink and Cloak and cool stuff like Chrono Rift. Chrono Rift is a direct potential counter to Scourge. I don't even like the word counter, but it does definitely fit here. It definitely slows down the ability for Scourge to get the sneaky kills because it slows them in their tracks. He doesn't even have it though. He looks like he does have the Parasite. What will he end up using it on? Spying on them for about 5 minutes, or 4 minutes actually. It looks like the E-Scrimmers, Tempest, are going to be attacked by Ghetto SC. Ghetto SC has 9 range, 20 damage on the Needle Spines. That's going to be super helpful against Interceptors as well as that. We have a nuke coming in from Alpha Boy. Alpha Boy trying to nuke Ghetto SC. Ghetto SC uses his Dark Storm right there. Does tank the nuke. He probably maybe could have escaped it, but decided to go into the attack right there. Going to get that healing. Doing a bunch of damage. You got some hot Void Ray on Void Ray action right here. Now, this is a knife's edge fight right there, because both of them have Blink, both of them have Cloak, both of them have the Chrono Boost. Yeah, Chrono Rift, sorry. Chrono Boost would be amazing, but it's Chrono Rift. So both of them can't really, attack without the potential of the opponent also using their abilities to stay on them. They can't escape as easily when everybody can do that. Beautiful use of Plague right there. However, he blinks in a direction that he was not expecting, doing a whole bunch of damage. So it looks like Ghetto SC's along the side. He is in the position where he could take a bunch of damage. He does have Dark Storm. He has 10 more energy left needed. Will it make it on back to base? He's going to stay right there, Now he uses it, turns. Captain Rotisserie is being detected by this battle station, and looks like Alpha Boy gonna take a whole bunch of damage. Looks like Hay Farmer moving into their Tuesday attack does take the plague, but will this be enough? Battle Cruiser is at about 300, 100, and gone. And with that, Hay Farmer picks up a kill right there. Defensive move by Ghetto to keep him in this area. Take as much damage from the battle station as possible. You don't have allies, and your only friendly buildings can't attack and move all that. So they have to be in this area. It looks like East Scrimmer, the Lazy Nihilist, going to move on back to base. Looks like Lazy Nihilist has 424, 1345 for the carrier right here. And Captain Rotisserie along the side has 912 already, 930 already, and doesn't really need to get back to base immediately because he knows that both the Guardian as well as Hay Farmer were hurt right there. Yeah. Captain Rotisserie flying along the side again, even though he kind of doesn't feel like he's in super danger. He can use Cloak, he can use Chrono Rift, he can use Blink to escape. Doesn't mean he wants to put himself into a position where he's going to take extra damage potentially. So he can stay far away from this 1.71 speed Guardian pretty quickly, pretty easily. He has 2.06. Hay Farmer moving on the side, 2.06 right here. Looks like we got some Void Ray on Void Ray combat right here. But again, one can do damage, the other one can try to keep it in the shields. Once they get to a place where their shields are about to fail, they can use their Cloak or their Blink to get on out there, or just use the very limited terrain of the gas right there. He's going to keep in the area, going to use that. You can't see when you're in the gas, so Captain Rotisserie is just flying along in there. Hay Farmer moving on the side. He's going to try to pick up whatever meager money he can, but doesn't want to stay out there for too long. Let's see what Lazy Nihilist has. Okay, here we go. We have some Spawn Spotter, Sean Spotter. We have Siphon Energy. Spotter creates a little spotter. The spotter lasts for 30 seconds. It provides vision in the area automatically, as well as detection. Unlike the Observer, where you have to press an extra button, which is ridiculous, it does just automatically detects in an area. Plus, he can use Siphon Energy, drain that energy, 300 energy taken away, 25% of that given to the Overlord. Scrimmer has Vortex. That's his best and kind of only anti-Void Ray thing. He has he had the Parasite on him. He's gonna drop his Tempest. His Tempest is gonna do a lot of damage to Ghetto. They do 400 something odd. Looks like he uses Vortex just in time to get Ghetto SC, or to eliminate the Void Ray for 20 seconds. Ghetto SC moves on back. He gets siphoned. He can't use these two abilities. Parasite because it is on a 4-minute cooldown basically, and Dark Storm because he's out of stuff. He has Adrenal Overload. He might have to use it if he wants to use Dark Storm again, but Red Side unable to get the carrier kill right there. He is still Wiggler. He's still Parasite infested for a little bit of time. And moving on in there, look at these, Tempest 520. I was wrong, it wasn't 400, it was 520 damage. So every time the Hay Farmer takes a round of shots, it's almost, a bunch of his health. And it looks like Lazy Nihilist staying around his spotter. The spotter is going to stay there for 30 seconds. It has 300 health, which is not that bad, to be honest. It's not a high amount of health, but it's a decent amount of health for what it is. You can target it, you can see it. It doesn't, last as long as, let's say, a Observer will. It will get targeted, but it won't get killed immediately. It's still 300 of damage right there. Hay Farmer doing as much damage to the Overlord as possible. The Overlord has 1.82 speed. This is why speed is super important, even if you're not going to be faster than Hay Farmer. Look how much closer to the base he is. He's going to have that Sean Spotter right there, taken out by Lazy Nihilist, but he had to go all the way back to base to do so. Ghetto SC going to be attacked by Captain Rotisserie. Captain Rotisserie, 85 damage at 0.31 speed. Ghetto SC going to be right there right now, and he is going to use his Dark Storm to protect himself right there. Looks like now we just have a 2 versus 2 right here. We got a Carrier and a Void Ray versus a Void Ray and a Guardian. Captain Rotisserie moving on in there, sees that he's going to blink away from the Guardian into the loving arms of Hay Farmer. He's going to use the reverse Uno move right there. Now he's the one in the cast who Hay Farmer can't see. And looks like he has some carrier on Guardian action right there. He's going to drop his kids off at the pool right here. Has the kinetic overload doing so much damage. Ghetto moves on back to his gas cloud for protection. If they can't see, they can't do much. Vortex, ooh, swing and a miss, very close against Ghetto right there. Does cut off the air of an open attack, and now it looks like the Void Ray is, going to get caught up in his in friendly fire right there. The Hay Farmer moving on up, trying to do as much damage as possible. 100 damage against East Scrimmer. East Scrimmer won't hit 7-1 speed. He has to keep on moving on back. He has to keep on moving on back, and I think he will not make it. Looks like these Interceptors still alive. Gonna fly out, do their final mission, even without a place to come home to. Hay Farmer flying alongside Ghetto using the Dark Swarm, and it looks like the beautiful use of Cloaking Field right there, of Chrono Rift right there, to just stop those Interceptors in their tracks. We have just a lone Void Ray to do some damage. However, he has 605 right now. If that Void Ray gets even, gets more damage, gets lucky, can kill off this Guardian right there. He could also kill off the Void Ray. It will be a little bit harder though. So this Guardian, although he's not easy to kill, he's very much easier to kill than the Void Ray because of Cloak. He has some mitigation techniques. He can get more armor. It's not great. It's armor though, and armor count is never bad to have. It's just probably not going to be a situation where you can protect against Prismatic Beam that well. He can get more health, but he's a Guardian. Doesn't have very much health to get. He's not designed to tank stuff. He's just going to get as much as possible. His best defense is Dark Swarm, which he has. He uses. It just it kind of delays how much how easy it is for this Void Ray to kill him. Staying in the area, moving along the side. He wants to use Parasite, but you can't Parasite something if you can't see it. He has 300 energy to burn through. He doesn't have to get uncloaked very quickly. He looks like Get OSC flying along the side, tanking all that stuff as the Guardian. And Hay Farmer, he wants to do stuff, but he can't necessarily do stuff right here if he has if he has no vision on him. Blink. Let's see. We're gonna go to the Hay Farmer camp if we can find it. No, Hay Farmer. No, really? No. Oh, I can't even click it. We got Captain Rotisserie. Let's see if we can go for the Captain Rotisserie cam. No. Yes. All right. It looks like he went on back to base. He can see them when they are when they're not cloaked. He has 1,000 money to spend though. Let's see what he's upgrading completing. He has so much money into Prismatic Beam, 120 at 0.26, 2.06 speed. It cost him, upgrade money to upgrade his Prismatic Beam, and he did that just to do an extra damage to Get OSC. Get OSC flying in there. He was a little bit slowed down. He's staying inside of the of the slow bubble right there. He has full health, but full health against a super high damaging Void Ray is not a guarantee of survival. He does move on back to base. He with 400 and something odd. Captain Rotisserie cloaked, doing some damage. Imagine being the little Vikings. They go up there trying to do their stuff, and this giant beam cloaked ship right there is doing that. We got some Void Ray on Void Ray stealth action right here. Comparing their beams, looks like a Prismatic Beam from Captain Rotisserie, 14 at 0.26, so 120 at 0.26 versus 100 at 0.22. Faster rate of attack, lower per attack, higher damage per attack, slower rate of attack, and that just really is a testament to how much money you're buying into beam speed, as well as both of them have the Argus Crystal at this point. Get OSC warps on in, uses the Dark Swarm to protect himself. Zerg ships are a little bit more vulnerable while they're warping in because they have to take a little bit extra time. Get OSC can't see them. Looks like with that you can see just along the edges he does have vision if he can see them. Once they can't see them, it goes away. Uses that Dark Swarm because you don't know where exactly it is. If you can start seeing a little bit of an attack beam, like right there, there's an attack beam, you know that they're close. Other than that, you know that they're in the area. Fog of War and all that. Really staying in the area though. He has 4 armor, 12 armor count. which isn't much. Again, it's a Guardian. It's not designed to take damage. It's really just there as a, you know, when all else fails, if you're going to buy health anyway, you might as well make that health a little bit healthier. Hay Farmer moving in, doing some damage. Now this is the structure that Guardians are designed to do some damage against. Has Brutally Strikes, upgrade to 60, has Acid Spores 360, as well as Mule Spines. Look at this range to 9 range, 11 range, 16 range. Void Rays, for all their cool abilities, they can't upgrade health, Long Day Shoot, so 8 range is the maximum they could possibly do. Beautiful use of the Prismatic Beam right there. You know, he upgraded the Purifier Beam, so he's draining energy while attacking. Get OSC. Getting his energy drained for the couple seconds that, you know, Captain Rotisserie was using that. He is parasited, though. That's the $400 ability. It turns the Prismatic Beam to additionally burn energy. 20 energy plus 20 per charge every second. Lasts 15 seconds. So, at this point, all ships have a lot of energy reserves. 550 for the Void Ray right here. Looks like Get OSC 450, Captain Rotisserie 500 as well. A lot of that's for Cloak. He's going to be burning. He can't get out of there. And that is going to be GG. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you press like, press subscribe. We are doing StarCraft. Oh wait. Make sure to send your replays to MaffumanCasting@gmail.com. Then press like, press subscribe. We are doing StarCraft Star Battle all the time.